Mzansi, welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast show, and I promise you Tuesday was going to be exceptional, and not just when it comes to conversation, but especially the people. And today we are joined by an absolutely exceptional woman whose leadership journey spans both the public and private sectors. Now, we're talking about a respected executive in corporate South Africa. She was recognized by President Cyril Ramaphosa at the 2019 Future of HR Awards as one of the country's top CEOs. Now it gets even better because she's now serving as CEO of the Gauteng Film Commission. We're talking about Tumi Lebaka, who brings her experience, her passion and wisdom to the page with her brand new book called Thrive. Now this is inspired by her transformative platform, Thrive with Tumi Lebaka. And now she's joining us in our studios. She's in Joburg, but I'm chatting to her from Cape Town. We're doing this as a national event because it deserves that. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the inspirational Tumi Lebaka! Tumi, how you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you, Ralph?
I'm so good. I'm so inspired. I'm so excited and so grateful to have a conversation with you. I've got to say that your look just matches the radiation of your personality. And I've got to say, you're looking flawless this morning.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So I want to talk about this book, Thrive, absolutely exceptional stuff. And the way I understand it is that you're actually speaking to women that are both entering the job market, but also those aiming for leadership roles. Why did you feel that this was important to encapsulate into a book and express as sort of a guide for women out there in our country?
Well, when I started my leadership journey at an executive role, I think I was around about 30, 32, and I had a number of challenges climbing the corporate ladder, and there was nobody to sort of guide me. So I had a number of challenges and highlights, including, among others, dealing with issues like corporate bullying, dealing with issues being the only female as a board, in certain cases as chairpersons of board, as a manager, as an executive. And I really felt it was important that one is able to document and take through other leaders, upcoming women in corporate going through same challenges, because I really found that we don't talk enough about the challenges of going up, particularly from a woman perspective. How do you lead a team that is predominantly male? How do you deal with the corporate bullying? How do you deal with your mental state and still push performance to its ultimate in the organization? So for me, it was important for that little girl who's sitting there after her graduation, wanting to climb the corporate ladder, for that leader who's like, I'm experiencing these challenges in the corporate space and I don't know how to navigate it. So that book is really a tool that allows women to navigate the difficult spaces, but also encourages them how to start going up using the resources that they have within their means.
I'm so grateful for this because it's so often that we have women in your position that are able to open that door up, right? And do such incredible things. But the fact that you're keeping that door open for so many others is what's so impactful. And I'm grateful for that. Not only just the book, but I believe the book was actually born from your platform, Thrive with Tumi Lebaka. And I believe the conversations that were going on in this platform was possibly the catalyst for the book. Why did you feel that you needed to encapsulate it into a guide? I mean, obviously you mentioned the fact that so many women out there resonate with your conversation and needed something practical to help them in these overwhelming roles that you've just mentioned, correct?
Yes. So I still find that wherever I go, even today, Raul, I meet women who will be saying, this is my challenges. I've been offered a new role. I do not know how to correctly package my salary. Here I am, I've offered a new role. Where do I start? How does my first 90-day plan look like? Here I am in this male-dominated space. My voice is still not heard. What strategies do I put in place? Others is like, I'm doing the best, but I'm just not breaking through. So we know that corporate is political as well. So you need to also be able to teach the ladies, the women, how to play the game in corporate. I always say there's nothing as worse as being a best player and being relegated to the bench because you don't understand the cultures, you don't know how to integrate your knowledge, your wisdom, the work that you do into the workplace. So the book is a guide on a day-to-day basis for women and providing them tools of navigating the difficulties, but also how do you deal with your highlights? What do you deal when you're at a point where you're achieving all your goals? What becomes your next steps? How do you negotiate your salary in a better way? How do you manage time? Because it's a big thing in today. I mean, particularly as an executive, when you are dealing with multiple projects, but how do you start also creating a legacy for yourself in the workplace? Because we now live in an era where you need to serve your purpose as you are working, especially because research has shown that we spend at least 1/3 of our lives in the workplace. So why not make it purposeful and impactful?
And impactful. And I think for many women out there right now, seeing you, being inspired by you, they'll be thinking, how do I thrive? How do I replicate exactly what you have done? And I think one message that stands out for me is how you mentioned that comfortability, when we get caught in our comfort zone, we need to somehow break free from that because that's one of the limiting factors in this space. You mentioned that so many women in our country, and you represent that, have such great talent, but how do we make that come alive? How do we bring that to the workplace? How do we break that mold of comfortability? Why is that so important?
You know, a lot of women, and research shows that it's also predominant in men, suffer imposter syndrome. And it's the fear of the unknown or the fear of not thinking that your capability is enough. And if you do not deal with it, it pulls you back. So it's important as a woman to be able to identify that this is where I am. These are the risks of staying where I am at the moment. And these are the benefits that may be ahead of me. So what I also do is help women in terms of their mindset, help them understand that these are possibly the barriers that are stopping you from a better version of yourself. Because as human beings, we're always evolving. But as you're evolving, you need to be able to climb to the next level, because it's at your next level where your greatness is sitting. Your greatness is not sitting where you are afraid, where you're not taking the next step. Your greatness is sitting where you are stretching yourself, stretching your ability, stretching your capability, putting in new strategies in place, expanding yourself in terms of knowledge, in terms of what you can implement, but also taking in new knowledge. For example, I'm in the film industry, and one of the things that we're doing right now is how do we start utilizing AI in the film space to help make films much better, productions much better, reduce costs. But if you were a person who's like, I want to stay where I am, you would still be doing things as you are, but you're not moving to the next level where the world is moving. You're not even tapping into your capabilities, into new innovations. So it's very important for women to challenge themselves to better, because inside of us is always more than what we can even think or imagine.
Inside of us is always more, and we go from living up to thriving. I can't thank you enough for sharing these words of wisdom. And I feel like we could speak for days and just continue to get empowered and educated. But honestly, Tumi, thank you for sharing your gifts, sharing your wisdom, and encapsulating it into a book that we can navigate through every single day. This is perfect for the occasion. I'm wishing you nothing but the best of luck as you take on even more accolades, being recognized by not just the president, but the entire country, a stamp of approval. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And a reminder to you, Mzansi, get involved in this book. Go find out how you can level up, how you can thrive, and take a page out of this incredible inspiration right here. Tumi at her finest, and you can keep that door open for someone else too. Beautiful stuff.